What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Planet Crafter. Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did last episode? I forgot to save. I lost a couple of minutes worth of progress, actually. We built a second one of these things, our atmospheric water collectors, which is no longer there. We're missing a food grower inside. I was pretty sure I had replaced one of these that I had to break down to get the water back. Can I build that right now? No, I need more water. So yeah, lost a little bit of progress. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. But this is kind of okay. Because one thing that happened at the end of the last episode that I just totally missed and glossed over, we actually reached lakes. And so by forgetting to save, we kind of rewinded a little bit. We'll hit the lakes stage at the beginning of this episode. So that's kind of cool that we get to actually point that out and experience it this time. Let's see. Wow. I actually lost quite a bit of progress, you guys. I had moved a lot of this stuff into storage over here. And it's no longer in storage. Oh, I don't even have my storage. Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to make you guys rewatch this a second time. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to build the storage. I'm going to build the atmospheric water collector. I'm going to get back to where we were at the beginning of last episode. And then we'll, pick up from there. Okay, we are back. So I think I got everything kind of put back the way it was. I know that the storage isn't exactly in the same order. I don't remember what order I'd laid these things out in before, but I've got all my sea lermas, my flowers, our food that will be used for crafting recipes. We've got some water, some algae, and some sulfur. And we've got our food seeds in this storage container still. So seeds. I did not rebuild a food grower. I should probably go ahead and do that. I've got the water for it now, so we need 1 aluminum, and I've got the iron. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, guys. I could have sworn that I saved at the end of the episode. I haven't always done it on camera, but I've been pretty good about doing it before exiting. So that just got away from me. So we'll build another food grower. I think we're going to throw an eggplant in this one. So we've got 2 mushrooms and 4 eggplants growing. And then we can move on. What? I know I picked that up. Come on. There we go. And then now we need to get some more water because I just used up the last water that I had. So I'm gonna try to be pretty diligent about clearing out these atmospheric water collectors because we need water so bad. We need it so bad for a lot of crafting recipes. And we also need a lot of food. I'm getting super low on food. We've got these beans growing. They're still halfway through. So I'm going to bring some space food. I don't want to eat all my space food. That's kind of my backup for situations exactly like this where I'm out of food. But if I can hold out long enough for the beans to grow, I'd rather eat those. I also want to apologize for the audio in my previous episode. I didn't notice it until after I kind of watched it when it was public, that it cut out in several places. In my recording software, I mapped a button to push to mute, so I can just hit the button and mute really quick and then let go and it comes back. And I did that because even though I'm over COVID, I'm feeling a lot better, I've still got this persistent cough that I can't shake. And I don't want to keep coughing on camera. So I just mute really quickly so that it doesn't show up. Unfortunately, I didn't realize it at the time. I mapped it to the exact same button that Planet Crafter uses to bulk move items, to move all items of the same type from one storage to another. So every time I went into my storage and I was moving things back and forth and talking, the audio would cut out because I was accidentally muting. So I apologize for that. I've remapped that key, so that shouldn't happen anymore. And hopefully we won't have any more issues like this going forward. It's all right there in the name, you guys. I am Newbie Dave. I am going to make mistakes. I'm going to own up to them and hopefully learn from them. All right, let's see. I know our beans haven't finished growing, but how close are they? 59? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. So, since I'm super low on resources right now, I'm clearing out my aluminum extractors, not just for the aluminum, but also for the iron and titanium and cobalt and everything else that we get from those things. This is probably just going to become a daily habit. Every day we're going to have to go clear out our ore extractors, we're going to have to clear out our water collectors, we're going to have to collect algae. We've reached that point where there's some stuff that we just have to do all the time. Otherwise, the game's going to stall, and we won't be making progress quite as rapidly as we want. I don't need 3 space food in here, so let me bring some of this back so I don't die. But other than that, I'm hoping we can make a lot more progress that I wanted to make last episode. With our bio stuff. I think for the tier 2 biodome, we need 2 bacteria samples, which require 3 algae and 3 water each. And so we need to let the water grow, the water produce and the algae grow. That's what I meant to say. We also need, I think, some fertilizer, which we might be able to make right now. So I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident we'll be able to build that this episode. Also, we did finally reach lakes. Our next stage is going to be moss. That one is quite a ways away. You can see we're only at 3% and it's ticking up at like 1/100% every second and a half or so. So we've got to get our rates up if we're going to reach moss anytime soon. Not just in the next episode or two, but like within the next week. Fortunately, when we build our tier 2 biodome, that's going to help massive production of oxygen. It's also going to increase our biomass a little bit, I believe. Yeah, biomass 11 per second. Our algae generator is only giving us 0.6 biomass per second. And our grass spreader is 0.15. So this is going to be like 12 or... No, it's going to be like 15 algae generators in terms of biomass production. 1,450 oxygen per second. So this thing is huge. It's really, really good towards our rates. I'm just going to go ahead and eat our space food. We need it. I don't think our beans are going to grow in time. And actually, since I cleared all this out, I think I can probably clean this whole area up a little bit more. We'll get rid of that. Honestly, we can get rid of this. We don't need 2 rooms for this, because we've just got the 2 food growers and 1 storage crate, whatever this is, storage locker now. So this will sort of clean things up, make it a little bit more tidy. That was not centered at all. It's better. So yeah, it's just a nice little compact sort of grocery room. I'll call this rude. There we go. I'm going to just keep spamming these water collectors because that was our big crutch last time. We were so short on water. We've really got to get our water up. We did unlock the lake water collector, but we need 6 bioplast nuggets for that. Each of those bioplast nuggets, I believe, requires 2 mushrooms, and we're just out of mushrooms. We only have 2 mushroom seeds, so we can only grow 2 at a time. They take several minutes to grow. So it's going to be a little while before we can even build one of those things. So let's see. Our algae goes here. And what are we building towards? So I think our biodome tier 2, we need 2 fertilizer. And so we're going to need algae and eggplant for that. How are we doing on eggplant? We've only got 2, but we're growing up a whole lot. So that as soon as all that eggplant grows, I think we'll have enough to build our 2 fertilizer for this thing. We also need 2 bacteria samples, which require 3 algae and 3 water each. We might actually, yeah, we've got that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll just go ahead and build these. And I'm just going to throw these into my algae storage. I'm never going to have enough bacteria samples to require their own storage. And so since they're made out of algae, I'll just put them in the algae storage. So yeah, once our eggplants grow, I think we'll be able to build our tier 2 biodome. So I'm going to go ahead and start preparing for that, actually. I'm going to build a little bit more of an extension onto my base over here. So let's see, we're going to need some iron for this. We'll need some titanium. I'm also going to grab some cobalt and do a little bit more just general base decorating over here while we're waiting for all of our eggplants to grow. Actually, those are looking pretty good. Let's go check on those. They might be ready. 93%. So I think by the time we finish the base extensions, those may be done. So we're going to throw a living compartment, and then we'll build the tier 2 biodome on the end of this. So it's going to stick out. We've got like this sort of T-shape or cross shape going with our base, which I think looks really cool. The other thing I want to do here is this living compartment glass. This can go in the ceiling. It can also go in the floor because, whoa, that's a bug. Wow, I've never noticed that before. I just clipped through the ground because I was pointing this thing at it. Let me see. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. You know what? I'm going to do on camera? I'm going to file a bug report. Because this game is still in early access, they know there's going to be bugs and stuff like that going on. So they've made it super easy to report it. You just hit F8 and we're going to say we've got a bug. If you point I forget what it's called, living compartment glass at the floor, you can walk over it and fall through. You have to click on one of these to actually submit the feedback. I don't know if that means like you're happy or sad about what you're submitting or just happy or sad about the game. I'm just going to say happy because either way, it's kind of a fun little bug. Okay, so we'll do... I'm going to throw this stuff on the floor now it's solid. And, and then I point it straight down. I think it's going to be cool to have a sort of glass bottom floor in this main hallway to see the water below us. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And need one more titanium. I thought it was iron and cobalt for that. It's titanium and cobalt. Also, I think our beans have probably finished growing. I'm going to go collect this stuff that's just sitting on the ground since I need it. I know I've said this before, but this game, it's so hard to stay focused. It's so hard to stay, okay, for the next 15-20 minutes I'm only gonna do this, because you're like, oh, now I need to go do that, and oh, this is done, and oh, I just unlocked that recipe. Nope, these are only 84%. I still need a little bit more time. Yeah, you just end up bouncing around all over the place in this game, which is kind of one of the things that makes it so much fun. It keeps you playing because there's constantly something else to do, something new to do. You're like, okay, I'm just going to do this one thing, and then we'll call it a day, and we'll log out. Oh, we just unlocked this. Okay, let me build that. Well, now I need to go collect some of this. So let me do that really fast. Next thing you know, like an hour has passed. All right, so that's kind of cool. This is as high as the water is going to get. Since we reached the lakes stage, the water has finished rising. And so this biobase looks so cool now with the lake full of water. Oh, I love it. It's so good. All right, let's check on... I know our beans need a little bit more time, but I think I planted all this stuff before it. Yeah, so all of our eggplant and mushrooms are done. Except for that one, because we planted that guy a little bit late. So what do we need for the fertilizer? We need algae, eggplant, and sulfur. Probably need a little bit more algae since I used 6 algae to make those bacteria samples. There's one. Just one. Okay. Yeah, this stuff takes time to grow, and I had harvested all of it in that little interim period off camera when I was trying to get back up to where we were at last time. So let me see how much algae I've got. I may need to wait a little bit longer. 3, 6. 1, 2, 3 sulfur. Actually, I only need 2. Yeah, I only need 2 fertilizer. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Eggplant. 1 eggplant short. We got that. We're good. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I think we have what we need to build this now. So I'm going to check on power first because this thing requires 75 energy. And I want to make sure we've got enough energy for it before we build it so we don't shut everything down again. So let's go check our energy screen. We're starting to get a lot of meteor showers now. $306. We're good. We're good, you guys. All right. So, for our Tier 2 biodome, 2 bacteria samples, which we've got, 2 super alloy and 1 sulfur. So let's go grab our super alloy. I can't wait until we start getting the super alloy meteor storms. They come later in the game, and you get so much super alloy just lying on the ground after that. So we need our bacteria samples, and we need 1 sulfur, and there we go. So I don't know how this thing is oriented. Let me step out first. Yeah, that's exactly how we want it. I don't think there's a front and back to this one like there is the Tier 1 biodome, because there's no like terminal or anything inside. So we'll just build this, and yeah, I think it's just kind of a... both ends are the same. You've got a screen on this side and you've got a screen on that side, so it doesn't really matter. So what this is going to do, this is actually going to produce tree bark. So slowly over time, this will fill up with tree bark, and it's only got 2 slots, so you've got to come check it periodically and clear that out. And we need storage for our tree bark, actually. So maybe we build some more storage over here for our food and seeds. What do we think? Because we've run out of storage in this area. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to build 2 more little corner attachments on the other side. And we won't fill it up. There's not enough stuff to put over there. But we'll move our food and seeds over to that side. And then we'll be able to put our tree bark in the storage area that we currently have. How are our beans doing? Those are finally done. Thank you. I'm starving. Let's check on our water, because we need so much water. I don't want those things to stop producing. So we'll take all of that. Unload all this stuff. Keep 1 water so we don't die. Not dying is always good. And I think I can actually build these with what I've got on me right now. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I think I picked up all that stuff off the ground. I was like, why do I have so much iron and titanium and stuff in my inventory? So I'm going to grab this because I think I saw... yeah, there's some aluminum over here. 2 aluminum. Nice. And we'll go drop all this off and then build maybe 2 storage lockers over there. Just 1 for our seeds and 1 for our food. So we've got enough iron for that already. We'll unload the stuff we don't need. And actually, we've filled up our iron storage. We're so close to... I said when I built that little storage room that this wasn't my long-term storage. I'm waiting to unlock something that I want to use to build my long-term storage, which looks like it may come from a microchip. I may need to do some more exploring to get a microchip to unlock the blueprint. Basically, you can get a large living quarter that's like 4 of these little rooms in one, and then you don't have these little dividers in between them. It's just a big open space, and that's what I want to use to build my permanent storage area, so I can just cram lots and lots of storage lockers in there. But we may need to add a little bit more storage for our aluminum over here. Oh, this base is looking so good. I'm so glad we finally got that Tier 2 biodome. I love that thing. I love it. I wish you could have like a little hatch or something on the top that you could drop down. We could build a ladder, but that looks kind of weird. So I'm going to build a storage locker right here. And I'm actually going to make this one my... and then we'll just move our seeds into here. break this one down. What? Why can't I break it down? That was weird. Oh, I think it was trying to break down the room. And we'll put this one right here. And this will be food. And let's go move our food from over here into that storage locker. There we go. Now, let's see if we've gotten any tree bark yet. Not yet. This thing is slow. It is really, really slow. And I may actually build a second one. I may build a second one. Maybe like sticking off our biolab over here. Like going this way or that way or something. That might look kind of cool. But aside from getting more tree bark, just the oxygen and biomass rates from this thing. I mean, oxygen 1450. Let me go look at my rates. I'm pretty sure that just doubled my oxygen rates. So my O2 rate is now at 23. So yeah, that more than doubled my oxygen rates just building that one structure. It's awesome. So good. All right. Water for me and for all of our bio stuff. Now we need to build some flower spreaders. Our flower spreaders are our other biomass oxygen producing things. And even though it's not nearly as much as we get from our biodome tier 2, I'm not just going to keep building a bunch of biodomes to get more oxygen and biomass. I want some flower spreaders. It looks really good. I love our grass spreaders, and even though I'm not keeping them around for the oxygen and biomass, I'm keeping them because it's grass and we're terraforming a planet and I like having grass on that planet. So same thing with our flower spreaders. I want some flowers because it looks good. So it looks like we're going to need some more fertilizer. I always like to pick up the stuff from the meteor showers that's near my base. I'm not going to go like searching for it. I don't care that much. But if it's just right here, I might as well. So that it doesn't despawn. That stuff will despawn after a few minutes if you leave it. Alright, so for our flower spreaders, we're going to need super alloy and magnesium and fertilizer. I think our fertilizer might require algae. Whether it does or not, I'm just going to go ahead and collect this stuff. You can't really tell because there's not an interface for it, but the algae is another one of those things that you just need to clear out periodically, because if you just let it grow, it's eventually going to fill up and stop growing. And so you just need to periodically collect your algae so it keeps growing and you get more. So yeah, 3 algae, 2 eggplant, 1 sulfur. Ooh, that's going to... We can't build 3 flower spreaders until our eggplants grow and our algae grows. That's okay. We can do some other stuff in the meantime. You can go anywhere in this game and everything is going to keep producing, keep running, keep simulating. You don't have to stay nearby all this stuff to keep it running. So I think this might actually be a good point to do a little bit more exploring, since it looks like the large living area that I'm after may come from a microchip. We need to find some more microchips. So maybe we go explore that big crash ship over there. It's not too far away. And I'm gonna build an ore extractor. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. We'll take these, we'll take that, we'll take those, we'll take aluminum and titanium. I'm going to build an ore extractor in the super alloy mine area. Titanium. Because we need super alloy. We do. And we've still got 8. Those are going to be gone before we can blink. And so getting an ore extractor started for super alloy will ensure that we've got super alloy before we run out, so we don't end up in one of these situations where we're like, oh, we're out of super alloy, we need more, and now we have to sit here and wait for it. I guess you can make super alloy, you can craft it, so if we're desperate we could make it, but we're going that way. The super alloy cave is that way, so let's do it. Grab some food to bring with us so we don't die. And I'm going to bring a space food and 1 extra water to leave in an outpost over there. I've got some food and water in some various outposts that way. We need to start putting some in that direction. And let's go. Along the way, we'll pick up the resources to build an outpost. Oh, it's so hard to leave aluminum just sitting there, but we're full. We're full on aluminum, and I don't want to drag it around with me. We need our inventory space to go exploring that ship. It's just so painful to leave it behind. You know what? I said that's all the water we're going to get. There's no water over here, and I remember there should be water over here, so I guess we may actually get some more water. But it's the water that is there is not going to rise anymore. So there's other parts of the world that should start getting water later. But our little lake is as high as it's going to get. So I've already got an outpost up here. That's from the episode where I did some stuff before I realized that I wasn't recording. So y'all missed that. But I did come over here already. So I'm going to grab this iron and do storage crate. Food and water in there. I'll eat my beans. And this is the super alloy cave. So we'll come in here. I've already picked up all the super alloy, but I will go ahead and build an ore extractor. I'll double check. Uh-oh. Oh no. Does this require the tier 2 ore extractor? Or did I just not build it far enough in? Oh no, it requires the tier 2 ore extractor. Boo. That's a shame. Well, since I'm here, I'll show you guys. There's this big door in the back, and I don't know what it's for. It doesn't open. But when I came back here, I got an achievement that said, door? With a question mark. So, my best guess... I'm going to double check. No, I'm going to double check here. My best guess is maybe that's some sort of endgame thing that they haven't gotten around to implementing yet. That eventually you'll be able to open it with something. But I have not found a way to open that door. Well, that's a shame. I was hoping we'd be able to build an ore extractor here and start getting unlimited super alloy. But we've got to wait until we unlock the ore extractor tier 2. And so now we've got all these resources for an ore extractor in our inventory. I don't want to run back to my base to drop it off, so I think what I'll do is I'll come over here, I'll set up a little outpost to go raiding this crash ship, and then I think I'm just going to build an ore extractor next to it to get all that stuff out of my inventory. This is a big old ship. Wow. I don't remember it being that big. I'm not saying that they made it bigger in one of the updates or anything. I don't think I ever really paid attention to how big it is from the outside. Alright, so I'm gonna throw this thing down just to get all this stuff out of my inventory. Do we have some iron? No. I need to build some storage crates. You know, I'll get iron while exploring this thing, because I'm going to break down crates and girders and stuff like that. So we're good. Alright. We'll deconstruct that. And what do we got back here? We've got some aluminum. We've got some squash, some sulfur. I'm going to leave the titanium. I don't really need that right now. Ooh, we got a seed Nolna and a seed Tusca just sitting out there. Nice. Those are nice. It would be really nice if we could find like a rocket engine just lying around. That would be cool. I think, yeah, we can go up this ladder. Some more stuff up here. Microchip? Yes. Nice. Microchip. Super alloy. Iridium beans. Nice. Nice. That's a good chest. That's a really good chest. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'll bet you between those two microchips, we may get our large living compartment. I think that's everything on this side of the ship. I think so. We can go that way and explore a few more things, but I'm going to drop all this stuff off and refill on oxygen. Just dump all that, grab the oxygen, leave everything else there. Yeah, it's pretty good. I guess I need to mute my phone, getting notifications in the background. Go away. Alright, let's head back in. We should be able to clear this thing out with one more trip. Even though it is huge from the outside, the inside doesn't really have a whole lot to explore. Ooh, fertilizer. Yes, we'll take that. We'll take all this uranium. Wow. Tons of iron. That's good. I'll take the aluminum. Even though we're full on aluminum, I just can't leave it behind. What do we got over here? Nothing. How about down here? Anything on these shelves? I feel like I'm going to miss something, and y'all are going to see it in the video. And I'm going to get flooded with comments that, hey, you missed something on that shelf. But I don't see anything. Alright, I'm going to have to make one more trip. There's a lot of stuff in those chests. Hydration level critical. Build another large storage locker with that plethora of iron that we picked up. Get our water bottle back. We'll head back in to finish this off. I'm kind of disappointed that we haven't found a rocket engine just laying around yet. I feel like I have found one on every playthrough. But I don't know. It's just kind of a nice thing. Rocket engines take a lot of expensive resources to craft, and so if you can get one for free, it's nice. Just double checking that I didn't leave anything critical behind. Oh. For some reason, I thought I drank my water last time I popped out. So I was like, what's going on? Okay, so that is it for this ship. This ship, I really love this one. This bridge area is so cool. So cool. Yeah. They put a lot of time and effort into some details like this that it's just decoration. Like, it doesn't affect the game at all, but you're like, wow, that's really cool. Okay, so what are we going to take back in our first trip? I guess we'll take this stuff that we put into our main base. So like these iridium rods, the uranium, the fabric, the microchips, the super alloy. We'll take the food. I guess I'll take some of this bio stuff as well. And that. Yep. Let me leave the food here. We'll take the fertilizer and sulfur since those go to the same place as the flowers. Okay. So this will be our first trip back. Man, I can't wait until we can build a teleporter. The teleporter got added in the latest update. It takes a lot of in-game resources. It's an in-game item. But then you can just set up teleporters around the world and not have to spend all this time jetpacking around. So I am going to build a second Tier 2 biodome by the end of this episode. I want to get that going. Since we can't build the oxygen rocket yet, the rocket that increases our oxygen production rates by 1,000%, then I want to have the biodome to basically do that for us. It's not the exact same, but you know what I mean. Increase our rates. Drop all this stuff off. We'll throw that in there. Let's see what we got with our microchips. It's like a loot box almost. Shredder. That's actually really, really useful. I've been looking forward to that. Jetpack 2! Yes! So we need osmium superalloy sulfur, which we've got, and aluminum. That's big. Aluminum, yeah. So still no large living compartment. That's fine. That's fine. We can wait. Let's take off our old jetpack. And upgrade. So this is going to go from 150% propulsion to 170. Not huge, but still good. Increased movement speed. It's something. I also want to check, we've got our tier 2 agility boots. Is that as high as we've unlocked? Yes. We've got this tier 2 torch. Better lighting microchip. I still don't know what this does. Let's go ahead and build one. You know, just for the sake of having everything. Also, since we're here, stuff has been producing, so let's clear this out. I'm probably not going to go clear out my aluminum ore extractors anytime soon, just since I'm already full up on aluminum. I think we're good for that for now. It can stop producing, and we're not gonna be hurting. I'm surprised we don't have more algae growing. I would have thought with all the time that we just spent exploring, we would have gotten more than 2. Whatever. I'm going to keep my bioplast nuggets in here just because they have nothing to do with sulfur. I don't know why I'm putting them there. I guess because they kind of look like sulfur, maybe? I don't know. It just seems like the right place to put bioplast nuggets. And I'll keep my fertilizer over here. Let me take this stuff out. We'll put it in this chest. This is the stuff that I'm keeping on hand to make like explosive powder and bioplast nuggets. So we'll put like our packets of stuff in the small storage crate and the extra ingredients in the one next to it. So grab some magnesium. And I forget what else we needed for that tier 2 torch. Aluminum. Of course, because everything takes aluminum. And then we'll unequip our torch microchip and upgrade. Before we do that, and this isn't a great comparison because it's already light in here, but just kind of want to see before and after. So tier 2 torch does what? It seems like a bigger area. It seems like it's not quite so pinpoint. That's actually really good because the torch, it's so focused. It takes up such a small area on the screen when you're exploring. You lose a lot of that peripheral vision. Forgot to drop off my flowers. And you know, I think we looted some space food. So I'm not going to bother going to get my beans right now. We'll just head back to get the rest of our stuff. And we'll grab some food while we're there. So I said we're going to build our a second tier 2 biodome. I guess that is assuming that we get enough algae to make the what are they called? The bacteria samples. That's it. Bacteria samples. We need 6 algae. We've only got 2. I thought those things would produce faster. But at least we built one. That's huge. Oh, I should have gone and cleared it out. It's surely produced some tree bark by now. Alright, so we'll take all of this. I'll eat my food. Are we going to have to make a second trip? We're going to have to make a second trip, you guys. Especially since we've got... I don't want to leave that ore extractor there. There's no point in having an ore extractor right there. I only built it to get that stuff out of my inventory. So we'll come back for one more trip. We'll grab the rest of that iron. We'll break down the ore extractor. We'll grab everything that's in it. And you know what? We got a bunch of free basic resources from it, so that's fine. My plan, my goal at the start of this series was to try to keep each episode around 30 or 35 minutes. I don't think I've done that yet. My episodes keep pushing 40, 45, 50 minutes. But I don't care. I'm having fun. We're getting a lot done. I'm going to have to build a second a second large storage container over here for extra aluminum. I'm going to throw it over here by our cobalt. You know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll move this back so it's aligned properly. That's weird. I wonder why I can't put it in as far back as that one is. Whatever. I'm going to take my cobalt out. We'll put it over here. Okay, we'll leave our cobalt here for a second. I'll move our aluminum out. And... ooh, algae tier 2. That's going to boost our algae rates. Probably can't build it right now, but whatever. So I'm just going to move all of my aluminum over here. So these are our aluminum now. And our cobalt is now back here in the corner. That's better. Craft that to not take up as much space. If we ever need to, if we ever end up with tons of rods and we need the actual raw uranium or iridium, we could build this recycling machine. And we could put rods into that, and it breaks it down into the 9 components that it takes to make the rod. So we don't have to worry about losing those things. Okay, what do we need for the tier 2 algae thing? 2 bioplast nuggets, which we'll get 1 back if we break down our tier 1 algae generator. Water, which we'll get. Magnesium and super alloy, which we'll get. So really, we just need 1 extra bioplast nugget and 1 fertilizer. We've got that. We've got that. There's our fertilizer. There's our extra bioplast nugget. Everything else. Eggplant. We need 1 eggplant. Yeah, everything else we'll get back, and we need 1 super alloy. So breaking down one of the tier 1 algae generators will give us everything that we need to build The tier 2 one. So let me first collect any algae that may have grown so we don't lose that. And then we'll deconstruct this. And we'll build a tier 2 one. Wow, that also covers a whole lot more area. That's pretty cool. Do we want to build it right here? I think so. I think so. Yeah, I don't think the algae ever grows all the way out to the extent of that green ring. So the fact that it clips our bridges here a little bit, probably not a huge deal. What is a huge deal is we just unlocked the tier 4 drill. Heyo! That's expensive. 6 super alloy and 3 osmium. But let's compare the pressure. 459 pressure versus 17. Are you kidding me? That's like 40 times, 35 times as much pressure. Plus it produces 25 heat versus the 0.25. So 10 times as much heat and like 40 times as much pressure. Yes. Yes, please. All right, tree bark. Let's get our tree bark. I'm not going to forget to do that again. And what did we... This is going to be our tree bark. So we'll throw our tree bark in here. We've got some seeds and some algae. Clean this stuff up. We'll go finish collecting our stuff from that old crashed ship. And then what? Drills. The tier 4 drill. Yeah, that's definitely got to get built. I knew when we built all those tier 3 drills, I even said, I was like, you know what? When we get the tier 4 drill, that's one of those will probably replace all of these tier 3 drills. Dude, we could have built like 20 more tier 3 drills and that would still be true. That thing is incredible. I think I've got the osmium. Definitely got the osmium. Definitely got the super alloys. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looks absolutely amazing. It's like a weird alien spider. I'm going to put these somewhere a little bit different. How about over here? Yeah. That is so cool. I love the look of that thing. So we're getting back tons of aluminum, iron, and titanium, which is good. Those are things that we need in abundance. we are not running out of aluminum anytime soon. I guess in previous playthroughs, when I was constantly running out of aluminum, I was probably making my own super alloys, and so I was using up tons of aluminum and basic resources to get super alloys. But we don't have that problem now. Ooh, we're out of storage for titanium too. Well, I guess we'll build another large storage crate. This is going to be a little bit weird because we can't quite put it sideways next to it, so I'm going to turn it a little bit. Which, you know, when you start adding more storage to a small space, then you just kind of have to start throwing things where they'll fit. Okay, anything else over here before we go get the rest of our stuff? I don't think so. So we'll make one more trip back to this ship. We'll grab the rest of our stuff. We'll come back. I doubt that tier 2 algae generator, it's going to take some time to grow algae, so I don't think we're going to get enough algae today to build a second tier 2 biodome. But that's fine. Just getting one built was huge. We got it built pretty early on, so it's been producing all that oxygen and biomass this whole episode, so that's really good. And I am not going to forget to save this time. I am going to save. I'm going to do it on camera so you see it, you witness it. Oh, so I got to empty this out before I can deconstruct it. You know what? We can't fit everything. We'll grab the aluminum and we'll grab whatever iron we can. The rest of it, we can leave 5 iron behind. We've got a large storage crate full of iron, plus a little bit more in a second one. We can leave a little bit of iron behind. This planet is starting to look so good. With the blue sky, the clouds, the rain, now the lakes and the water. I don't remember. The next stage is moss. And I know at some point the ground will actually moss will start to appear on the ground. I don't remember if that gradually happens as we approach the moss stage, or if reaching the moss stage is what causes it to start growing. It kind of looks like you're starting to see like these little yellow patches on the ground. I feel like that's the moss that's starting to grow. So I think the moss might start slowly growing as we work our way towards that stage. And then when we finally reach that stage, that will mean that there's moss everywhere, I think. So that's going to look really cool. All right. Put that. I think let's build one more tier 4 drill since we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, before we do that, that requires 45 energy. Let's see how we're doing on energy. 240. All right, we're good. Those tier 2 nuclear generators, the power output from those is just massive. It's massive. Oh, can't fill up on water. We're not going to run out of water again. So we'll build a second tier 4 drill. Plus, our rates from these are actually being boosted by 2,000% since we've launched 2 of those rockets. So even though it says it's producing, well, it says 459 pressure. Is that... Yeah, that's the base stat. So actually they're producing, what is that, 900, about 1,300 pressure each, I believe. Let's check our rates now. Pressure, 19,000. 19,000 nanopascals per second. That's amazing. What's next for pressure? What are we going to unlock here soon? Our gas extractor at 100 millipascals. Our ore extractor tier 2 comes at 364. So yeah, building as many drills as we can is going to help us get our tier 2 ore extractor, which we can use to start getting more osmium, super alloy, all those other things that we need. All right, let's do one more roundup of this stuff, algae. This stuff's growing out pretty far. Maybe we shouldn't have built this like right under our base. It also looks like it's not growing right under the base, so we might need to move that. We might need to move that just so we don't hamper our rates. Alright, so algae. We've got 10 algae. We've got 10 algae, you guys. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make 2 bacteria samples. We'll need 2 fertilizers. That's 6 algae and 4 eggplants. Oh, we can't quite do it. Okay, we'll do that next time. I'll throw these in there. We've got the eggplants. Absolutely, we've got the eggplants. So we'll do that next time. We'll build a second biodome tier 2 next time once we've got enough algae. I'll probably end up moving this algae generator. I'll just do that right now because that's definitely not. It's getting hampered by all the stuff around it. So actually, you know what? We'll do this. We'll put it out here. Maybe over just a little bit. And actually, we'll put it like way out here in the middle. Check this out. Check this out. I'm going to go get a couple of supplies. We'll get some iron. We'll get some titanium. We'll get some silicon. Let's head into our biodome tier 2, our tier 2 biodome. I don't know why I'm being so specific with that, our tier 2 biodome. We'll throw a door on the back, and we'll put some stairs like that go down into the water. Yeah! So now, we can just pop out the back here, get our algae, and then we'll come back into our base from this side. It doesn't have to be out front. There's a back to this base. So that's going to be good. I'm going to leave that one there. It's got plenty of room to grow. Eventually we'll replace it with another tier 2 algae generator. Probably going to need several of these things because we need algae for everything. For fertilizer, for bacteria samples. We're going to need it to grow trees later because we need the bacteria samples for these mutagens. For our tier 2 fertilizer, we need so much algae. So we'll grow plenty of algae generators and we'll put them like back in that part of the lake. So this is looking so good. We made a lot of progress today, you guys. I'm really happy about it, especially getting that tier 2 biodome finally built. Our bio base is just looking amazing. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. We got those tier 4 drills. Our pressure is just going through the roof. And everything is going great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to wrap things up right here. Super big shout out to my newest patron, Do It. I really appreciate your support. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Really quick, I forgot, save.